Welcome back to PW. It may or may not have escaped your attention that I am in fact naked. Allow me to elaborate why. One day we were in Hackholm just chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and then suddenly the Brack showed up and attacked the Bastion. We rushed to defend the Bastion, as would be expected, and then suddenly they pulled to our right and got over the wall, climbed up to the ladder point, and the whole place turned into Clusterfuck Central. In an attempt to try and recover some of my gear, I ran back to Hackholm. And this is what happened. I got back to Hackholm and was able to recover my surgeon scalpel, a mail coif which I sneakily hid, and some mail boots. And just as I was leaving, the gate dropped. And I was stopped by this guy, Mark Lakewall Brack. Let's just pause there for dramatic effect. Who is my new nemesis. We'll get more into that later. Now in PW, if somebody doesn't want to rob you, the only choice they have is to arrest you. Because you can't kill somebody for no reason. So he tried to arrest me. Now those of you who know me will know I'm not the sort of person to take that lying down. I'm not going to be locked in a jail cell for an indefinite period of time with no signs of leaving. And those of you who have proverbially met the Doctor will know you need to have a plan to run from everyone you meet. And have a plan I did. I got away. Eventually I reached the safety of other Lannisters which weren't wearing their tags, because we weren't on in force, and if you go on with Lannister tags, everyone hates you. And although during the day we normally have the strength to fight anybody off, after hours we don't. And what you're about to witness is an experience of not being in a massive faction where you're not completely wrecking everyone, and what it's like to be the little guy. So I ventured to Nordheim to try and sell the loot which I had merely recovered from the Bracks. As I was escaping from Hackholm, I was informed that apparently I was KOS, so I was a bit surprised when they decided to take me prisoner again. And in case you haven't noticed, it was by the same bloody guy. How's it going, Nemesis? I attempted to run again, and it didn't go so well this time. But luckily, no fighting had happened, so no revenge rule is irrelevant. So I went back. And would you believe it, they arrested me again? At least this time it wasn't by the same guy, it was by the entirety of their faction. Clearly I've built up some sort of infamy in Brack, seeing as how the entire faction wants to see me behind bars. Okay, fine. The infamous Jampad the Mighty Escape Artist slash thief slash doctor slash priest. It's quite a skill set I've got going now. Anyway, I was just waiting for the right moment because I had a friend nearby. And I just had to wait. And then we're off. Running. Say help. After I said help, Primus valiantly leapt to my aid and gave his life so that I would have some time to escape. And escape I did. I hid out in a tavern and bedded several tavern wenches while I waited for the guards to pass. As I hid behind the four-poster bed in the tavern, I reflected on how painful it must be to have an arrow in your back. And then I started to think, would any of them be in the keep, or would they all be out looking for me? Or would they just be going about their business? Now, given that the Lannisters are in Nordheim quite a lot, I know the layout quite well, and I thought of a way to get all the way up to the gate without being seen. And I was then informed by a friend in TeamSpeak that we had a man on the inside. A man was in Brack, without his Lannister tags on. And it was then that I decided I had all the means needed to pull off the heist of the century. We were going to get into Nordheim, steal all their shit, and get out before they knew what hit them. Cue the thieving music. We couldn't find a way into the keep, so the guy to my left here was undercover inside Brack. Maybe this is against the rules of PW, but so anyway, my friends here spoke to this Queen's Guard and said, I've got a prisoner here I want to lock up. And they said, Jampad, the international super thief, lover of queens, upper-class gigolo, and well-renowned stud. Yes, we'd love to have him in our prison cells, and in our beds. And would you believe it? That bloody worked. They opened the keep door and let us in, at which point we ran up to the chest room and found it to be locked. Shit one. In the end, I committed suicide because I didn't want to find myself inside a prison cell. And also because I completely misjudged the distance. I didn't mean to die. I felt rather foolish after that. I travelled to the outlaw camp to pick up a few things, with the intention of pulling off a magnificent one-man heist. Here's how that went.
For once I was allowed to pass through Nordheim without being halted or arrested, and it was only when I got to the keep that I bumped into an old friend.
Oh no. I wonder what he's gonna make me do. Oh, I'm in a prison cell. Well, you finally got me here. Well, that's just fine, because this is all going according to plan. Well, although I didn't get the money, I like to think that I made it. Oh, alright. Well, at least they can't make me KOS. Can you, blessings?
Still not bored with how much I'd annoyed Brack, I decided to return to Nordheim and annoy them further. But when I reached Nordheim Keep, I discovered it had been occupied by my fellow outlaw chums, clearly who had been inspired by my belligerent acts of defiance. Repeatedly, we were told to leave, and we were like, no you. So we were frequently attacked, and we decided to stay there, try and kill some Bracks, and get some better gear. How did that go? Rather well. As you can see, we decided to put our newfound gear to good use, and decided to rob the Merchants Guild because we're outlaws, yeah! We steal stuff. We picked the lock on the gate and ran in. Get down on the ground, scrub! Unfortunately, we were met with defiance and had to kill them though. Not wishing to push our luck any further, we decided to vanish from Nordheim, never to be seen again. I hope you've enjoyed these antics of a powerless Lannister. I have been the Jampad, and goodbye.